Welcome everyone to Berlin, Germany for the final week of the, I got a weird accent there, of the regular season. The race for playoffs has lived up to the expectations so far, and a vital plot twist is probably approaching before the epic conclusion. We have a couple of plot twists, in fact, because I'm sjokz, joined by Ender, and our special guest for today, Kobe. Hello.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me bright and early. I am excited and juiced up for right now. I wonder how long I'll be able to keep going, but let's get to it.
Also, I don't know if you knew, but before the show started, we already had your camera on. We saw you taking like 20 selfies and then picking eventually the one that I guess you
It took him like 10 minutes. Just click, click.
I was trying to get one to respond to you. I thought they were all trash, but I'm glad that Medic actually took a screenshot of the program, so he posted it for me. He's got my social media under control.
I love it. This is the way we help each other out. And also, if you saw that cold open, but maybe you're wondering if it was a joke, it is not. The players will be back in the studio for the playoffs, which is really, really awesome. We'll be very happy to see them.
Lucky. Oh my God, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, I was thinking that. So sorry. But, you know, on the plus side of all of this is that we get to call you in, so that's nice, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry. All right, let's check in at the standings and see how everything is playing out. As said, race for playoffs, super important. We got G2, we got... But Kobe, I do know that obviously you won't know everything about the league, so Ender and I are going to get you up to speed, but we need to find a good name to like...
Yeah, I was thinking, because I want to make sure he feels at home, I was thinking of an idea. We call it simplified. You like that?
Yes.
Cool.
Oversimplified. So we're basically going to give you a quick beat breakdown of all the teams. We're going to be starting with G2. Pretty easy. They were the best. They're still the best. In fact, they're probably better. Just give them the MSI trophy. You know, they're the reigning MSI champions. Remember, they won. All right, cool.
Got him. Well, Rogue are the only team that got better after NA stole their talent. Except for G2, you could probably still make that. They're still worse than G2, unfortunately.
Yeah. Then we have the Mad Lions. Forget the crazy drafts, the wild bot lane from Worlds. There's only one thing to get excited about on this team, and his name is Elioya.
And Fnatic. They're like the New England Patriots, which our scriptwriter wrote in here. I don't really know too much about them, but I hope you do, because, you know, NA used to be the best, not anymore after their two most famous players left.
You said. Schalke, if Faker Dara is online, they'll make playoffs for sure, but sadly, if their jungler is online, they may not.
Well, Vitality is kind of like your typical CLG, you know? They're both really bad, but they beat a top team, and everyone got excited. The only difference is Vitality still have a small chance of making playoffs.
Yes, they do. And then there's Excel. They were kind of good, sort of. But now, unfortunately, they're just bad again.
Yeah. As for the Misfits, do you remember Deficio? Because the Misfits are like Deficio. They're not bad, but there are plenty of better, younger talents out there.
Oh, my God. Okay, then there's Astralis. Their Origin, as you remember. Well, they didn't used to be Origin. They're still Origin.
Yeah. And as for SK, they're proof that NA is greater than EU. When Treats was in NA, he was only good enough to play Academy. But in EU, he is one of the best supports in the league, and it doesn't get any more clear-cut than that.
Boom.
Oh, great, I'm all caught up. All my homework has been done for me. Thank you.
No problem at all, perfect. And I just wanted to immediately, you know, get you into how we do things here in the LEC. We don't hold no punches. And G2 didn't either. They are clearly the best team so far in an 8-game winning streak. Last week, of course, they also played Rogue in the not match of the week. The match
from G2 versus one of the other top contenders. I think that's why so many people, including me, are already looking towards them as the MSI representative already, you know, trying to craft strategies versus them.
I see that. Yeah, it's only fair to G2, of course. Rogue will hopefully have a much better showing come playoffs for them. Let's talk about a couple of things that we started to see last week. And one thing that's namely quite overpowered being Everfrost. We saw the rise of Everfrost so far. Kobe, what do you think about it?
Yeah, and I think if we're starting to look at the champion combinations that go so well with this item, it's AP champs that have very reliable CC, the Twisted Fate you mentioned, because on paper, the item seems like it's supposed to like set up for a champion that doesn't have a lot of CC, but it turns out the turbo broken pairing is when you put a gold card and then...
It's incredibly oppressive, and you could also become an Everfrost expert with the latest episode of Meta Report. It's on youtube.com/LEC. All the info is there. Final thing I want to talk about before we move on meta-wise is Caitlyn, a new priority pick that has risen up only actually in LEC and in LCS so far, Kobe.
this bot lane priority. And I don't think it is the Caitlyn's fault that the stats look this bad. The stats are just to inform. They don't tell the whole story.
Right.
Teams, at least for the Cloud9 one, they didn't have a good front line. They weren't able to create space for the Caitlyn. They weren't able to snowball off the bottom.
Yeah, we'll see if Caitlyn continues to get picked and if she starts winning across the regions in the race for playoffs here. And that race is very complicated so far. It is, in fact, a bit of a maze. But luckily, we have a guide to lead us through the madness. It's time for the very first Medics Playoff Checkup of 2021. Thank you very much, Medic. It's always a lot of information. It's interesting also. We always say it's good to beat the top teams for your kind of momentum, but actually it's the best if you beat the teams around you. And that ends us up with the major story for this week, the race for the last playoff spot. Who will make it? Schalke, Misfits, XL, or Vitality? You can vote now on discord.lec.gg. As Medic explained, it's very, very likely that Fnatic and SK make it in. So let's talk about these 4 teams then. Let's take a look at the strength of schedule, Kobe. Who do you have getting out and who do you have getting to those playoffs?
It's like, this is a no-brainer for me. I think Misfits got to be in there.
Yeah, and memes aside, like, I do believe that Misfits are the clear favorites to end up making the playoffs. And my surprise would be, for second, I think Vitality stand the best chance. And when you look at their remaining games, Astralis, Schalke, and Misfits, they go up against to make that 6th spot. Exactly, and they have the chance to take down a Misfits for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the miracle run, right? This is what we're looking at for Vitality. That's how unlikely it is, but they have it still partly in their own hands. And take a look at XL. Unfortunately, Kobe, when you look at who XL is playing this week, it doesn't look too good. We've got G2, we've got Rogue, and we've got Schalke.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even K-Drill, who was on this team, left.
Higher for XL.
Yeah, it's very difficult for XL. For Schalke, it's actually also not looking that good. Famously, the miracle run last time around in summer, and this time it's looking worse.
Well, I want losing streak.
Production
They've lost quite a few games in a row. They don't want to show that Schalke have been losing, and they're looking bad because they want to convince you that there's still a chance for them to get 6th place. But if you look at the last 4 weeks of play, that chance looks almost impossible.
But you said they're a streaky team, and I see something there. I see a win versus Astralis last week.
Look, a win against Astralis don't mean a whole lot here.
All right, it could be momentum. We get back to it. Let's see what Discord said. They said Misfits will make it to the playoffs, 1,030 votes. Schalke in second, 500, followed by Vitality and XL. Not a lot of faith in Vitality and XL, and rooting for Misfits.
You're sleeping on Vitality, guys.
Maybe
Come
they
on, wake
are.
up,
We'll see.
wake
And
up.
while these teams fight to make it into the playoffs, G2 and Mad Lions have already locked their spot. And tomorrow, they face off in our match of the week. Fantastic match of the week. That is tomorrow. Mad Lions versus G2. A very important one for both teams, especially for Mad Lions, I would say. But off to something else as Kobe has moved down here in the desk. Let's talk a little bit about something that he knows very much about, because in this off-season and previous ones, we have said goodbye to some LEC legends as they went across the Atlantic to the LCS, to Kobe, to the crew, to eat in and out, to sit in the sun. I get it. Kind of sucks for us, though. And since Kobe is here, we're going to check in with the EU exports and see how they're doing. Kobe, let's start off with Alfari. How is he doing over there? Welcome everyone to the LEC post-game lobby. My name is sjokz and I am joined by Ender and by Dan. Hello Dan, congratulations. What a huge victory over G2.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of us really expected it because it's just so hard to take on an opponent like G2. Let me start maybe at the draft and the curveball that was thrown your way with the Rumble on the side of Caps. Were you at all taken by surprise by it, and did you adjust to it, or did you not think too much of it once it was in the game?
I knew it was the right call and that we should believe in ourselves.
Yeah, it seemed like you guys made the right call in the moment. And I also feel like, you know, to go back maybe to the team fights like you were talking about, you guys had a lot of like really good scaling options. Obviously, Patrick Strasano was super fed. Did it feel like...
And final question maybe on the Rumble pick is that obviously he has the danger of overheating and then his auto attacks do more damage, but of course there's a big part of his kit that just gets turned off for 6 seconds. Do you try and even think about that in the team fights, especially if they're elongated, or is that not really something that you can track?
I mean...
Yeah, Ender, when it comes to this pick, I said Doinby played it a lot as well, but it is really one of those where the ult is kind of the full package, almost. That's really what has to make it happen in the team fight, so what did you think of it?
I I was left a little underwhelmed. Like there was one ult, a little bit more left to be
Caps
desired
fault
there
or
from a
Rumble
Caps
fault?
Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, there's a reason why DoomB won the World Championship.
Oh my gosh. I guess this is the time to laugh at it when the pick came out. Hey, Dan, of course, this is a super important win for Excel. And I feel like it's hard to talk about your team because it's hard to kind of really pin down when it goes right or when it goes bad and what exactly it is, because you had this period where you were winning 5-6 games in a row and then all of a sudden it dropped again. Why do you think you were able to be so good in one portion of the season and then fall back again so that now you're in a struggle for the playoffs? And what are you going to have to tap into in the next 2 games to make sure that you can make it to those playoffs?
Well, I think
Yeah, absolutely. And it can be an elusive thing to kind of tap into, as said, when you don't have it, right? Then you just wonder where the confidence has gone, even though you've picked up so many wins before. When it comes to you specifically, of course, you came into this team, you had years of experience, and you came from Fnatic Rising, of course, to be promoted into the starter team here of Excel in the jungle. And we heard in the beginning that there would also be a lot put on you in terms of shot calling and team captain role and whatnot. How did that pan out? Is that what you were doing or not? And how do you think you're evolving in the role that you've been putting in the team?
yeah, I definitely have a big role in communication. In every team I've been in, I've had.
Yeah, this is the right answer. Now, aside from your game, which was a banger as well, actually most of the games have been very good. Ender, I was kind of caught off surprise because we haven't always had the highest quality games in the last couple of weeks, but it seems like the teams are really putting all their weight on the table in the scale to make it happen.
Yeah, it was like
For the game tonight, since it was pretty important for us.
Yeah.
So we'll catch up on this later or tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Well, Rogue did well. Actually, no, they did. They lost, so actually they're primed maybe for you to take them on.
Look, Rogue couldn't beat G2, all I'm saying.
That's also true. So it's all looking up. Let's take a look at the standings before our last day of broadcast. Of course, yeah, and I don't know about you, Dan. How do you do it, like when people tell you, oh, you have like this much of percentage of scenarios in which you lock, you have to do this, this, and this, and then that team have to do that and jump over a hurdle and, I don't know, jump in a pool and then maybe you'll make it. I mean, there's all these different scenarios. Do you try and focus on that? Or is it just, no, let's just approach the games and try to win them?
I think for us, we just have to try our best.
Yeah, stats are just stats anyway. Let's check out the schedule for tomorrow. It is the penultimate day of the regular season date.
He's from scrims. He's the one who's hardest to get the advantage over. So I think it will be good that we go in tomorrow with some confidence from today. But definitely, stylistically, I think Rogue are pretty similar to us in the way they play, especially in jungle. So for me, it's going to be a hard matchup, but I'm willing to take a challenge.
What would you say the advice should be for Excel versus Rogue specifically?
Ooh, I mean, to me, stick to the style, the Yamato Cannon speech.
Yeah, that one, just put that on
sunset.
beforehand for sure. Okay, fantastic. We're not going to keep you for too long, Dan, because I'm sure you need to prepare for tomorrow as well. But I'd love to take a selfie with you. I don't think we've gotten the chance yet. Well, you don't have to do anything, as you know. And if you hear anything weird, it's the pants. It's not me.
For context, these pants screech, screech, screech everywhere she walks.
Fashion is pain. All right, here we go.
All right, I don't want to block him. I always end up blocking the...
We got him. Yay! Lovely. Thank you very much, Dan.
Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Alrighty, that was all from us tonight. Be sure to check out LCS Countdown because Cadril will be on that as well. A lot of fun and more fun tomorrow. Sleep well, everyone. I'm not your mom. Do what you want.
I'm hammer, bring the toolies.
He's jumped back off of it. There's the stun, there's the onslaught, and BTO almost dead before he can do anything but gets the stopwatch off just in time. Whereas on the floating lullaby, if it kills off Armor, another down. You can pop the stopwatch all you want, but you go pop immediately afterwards. Misfits may have won the game right there, but it's Sleek onto Gilius. Limit going in, but Gilius is still asleep. The secondary engage isn't quite there. The encore comes out. Charm, it lands. The shockwave lands onto 2 as well as Upset. It's gone. Selfmade trying to do what he can with Niski and Whippo and Broken Blade. 9, 1, and 8 will carry Schalke to an incredible win versus Fnatic.
3 versus 2, but Magic Felix is alive and so is White Knight. That is one damn tanky crocodile. He's going for the triple, he's going for the quadra. Come on lads, let him have it. White Knight's going for it. Quadra kill for Renekton. Give him the penta. Get over the wall, White Knight. Get Shagenda. Go for the penta, you absolute madman. Penta kill. Oh yes.